Hello once again, it's Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. Today is Thursday, February 15th, 2018, and the topic today I want to talk about is how to become a funded trader here at TopStepTrader. I think I can speak from some form of expertise because I've been inside the funded trading land several different times. In fact, I've lost count. But the good news is that I am taking a check home over in the amount of 1,000 as I closed out this funded account. It's not the way I wanted to finish it. I wanted to get and move on, but I also want to talk to you about my journal today and what I wrote. This is journal 27. So I've got 26 other books just like this, and I started journal 27. And I wrote some notes that I want to talk about and goals that I accomplished and goals that I'm setting out there now. So some of the goals that I've accomplished in this last combine into FTP, into funded, back to redevelopment, into funded, and then taking out $1,000 check. Uh, Goals accomplished. One, I was able to get the funded account above 1,500 on a closing basis for the first time. So that was the first goal that I accomplished. Inside a $30,000 TST account, your goal is always $1,500. So it's your goal in the combine, and it's also the goal that you have to reach in FTP as well. Well, for the very first time in this trading account, in the funded account, I was able to get my funded account above 1,500. And also, two, I have a high watermark of $1,914 in the funded account on a closing basis. So not only was I able to close above the $1,500 mark, I was also able to close home just $100, less than $100 shy of $2,000 this time in the funded account. I experienced 2 days of losing, and I didn't feel comfortable trading any longer. I wanted to take the money home with me. I thought the detrimental effect of going below the 1,000 mark right now would be worse than continuing the trading. I know I can get back into the funded account. I've proven to myself over and over again I can get there. And I know I can get through funded, I can get through FTP. Obviously it's going to take a minimum of a certain amount of day count to get there, but with the new rules, you can get out of the combine in 5 days or less. You have to trade at least 5 days. So you can get out of it within 5 days and move into the next stage of FTP. And for me personally, it might not make the best sense for you, but for me, it made the best sense to bring that $1,000 home and physically, when I get it, to open it up in front of you and show that check. Yes, you can get paid at TopStepTrader. I've been paid several different times, and I'm going to get paid the highest amount that I've been paid. And I will receive the largest check I ever received from TopStepTrader over 1,000. So it should be roughly $1,070 and change. So 1070 once I receive it. And I'm requesting a physical check so that I can show it to you, my fans, and the subscribers, and also to the naysayers that are out there and the people that say, hey, it's a scam and all that bullshit. It's not. It's never been one. It's just trading's tough. If trading was easy, everybody would do it. Once again, let's reemphasize that point. Trading is easy. So anybody that has money can trade. So the ease of entry is very easy, but it's very difficult to be successful in trading. That's why there's very, very, very few people who actually enter into not only in the funded account, but are successful in trading otherwise. I keep getting emails from all these different vendors out there, and they're all full of shit for the most part. I only trust a few of them out there, and even they will say that how great they are. It's like singing "How Great Thou Art" when you hear these people talk about, oh, my live trading room did this and my live trading room did this. Yeah, show me all the positive, but you know damn well that they got negatives. But the only thing they're gonna tell you about is like the ES made 29 ticks and this one here made blah blah blah. The CL trade made this. Yeah. So on that day, on February 9th, for instance, a guy sends out an email and says how great he is. That's a day that I was able to pull out, I think, 120 ticks on the day. So 80 and 120 ticks. And if I was trading 10, I was talking about 925 ticks. We're talking about a $9,000 day. So bullshit. So yeah, everybody, some days are just easy to trade. That's just the way it is. And when these rooms talk about crap like that, it kind of pisses me off. I guess you see me on the soapbox right now. Anyway, new goals. New goals that I've put in front of me now. Number one, get back to the funded account. Number two, get account above the 1500 mark again. Three, make new high water mark in the make a new high water mark high inside the funded account when I reach it. Get trading funded above $5,000 and get a check again in 2018. Number five, take better entries with more patience and discipline. As everyone that's been watching me over this period of time, in and out of watching me, you know that my bias is on the short side. I'm very good at trading the short trades. Yesterday, I made one of those cardinal sins and jumped into the market a little too quick, and trades two, if I would have waited on trade two to develop. So trade one I was happy with. That was a good setup. But I should have allowed that. And I made a new rule to allow the market to either get on the inventory day. So either the market goes to 1P or bust. So in other words, don't move your stop off the initial entry. Now outside the initial entry, yeah, you can move it, but on the initial entry, it's very quick moving market. And I think personally, if I would allow that market to take me out at -12, I would have missed all those other entries, and then I would have been able to get in a little bit later in, and then granted, I would have been, I think I figured out I would maybe have netted out 14 ticks overall because I missed the long signal. But who knows, if I had 14 ticks on and it got knocked out, who knows if I might have went short on that I might have went long if I was sitting positive 14 ticks after two trades. On that third trade, I might have taken a long. I don't know. I don't know how I would have handled that trade because I screwed up before then. I reached max daily loss before I was within what, $15 of max daily loss. So I couldn't trade anymore. A one tick slippage inside the account pulls me above that $500 mark. I said, screw it. So I just took a check. I'm taking a check home. So I'm going to read my journal and what I wrote here, parts of it, and then hopefully this will allow you to get inside my head a little bit if you want to. Today was a losing trading day, but a win overall because I will be receiving a check from TST in the amount of 1,078 squiggly line, somewhere in that area, for my time in the day trading in the funded account at TopStepTrader. I didn't want not to get paid for my time. So basically what I'm saying is I've spent a lot of time inside here, and now it's time to take some of that money off the table, go back into the competitive environment of the combine, but know that I've been there many, many times before, and I can get in and I can get out of it and move back into funded. There is a part of me that wants to continue to trade, and another part of me that doesn't want to do any more trading. I have spent the last 30 years on and off trading. Do I have what it takes? Or am I just a scratch trader? And when I mean a scratch trader, am I like a scratch golfer, +2, +3 handicap, right? So am I just a scratch day trader? And is that the best that I can be? I would argue that as of right now, that might seem the case, but I know physically I get better and better. And let me say this about PMA, positive mental attitude. There's a lot to be said. You've got to believe to achieve. And Napoleon Hill is famous of saying this. He'd say, whatever the man of mind can believe, it can achieve. So before you can achieve whatever that goal is, first of all, you got to write it down. Secondly, you got to believe that you can reach that goal. I guess maybe you have to believe it before you can reach it. Yeah, you have to believe before you reach it, and you got to write it down. So you got to physically write out that statement, and then you got to ask the universe or God above in this case. But if you can conceive it and then if you can believe it, you can achieve it, is what they talk about. And I'm firmly starting to believe that that is the key to the overall success as a trader. Before you can reach a goal, you got to believe in your heart of hearts that you can reach it, that you can obtain it, that it's within your right and within your ability too. You can reach that goal. Right now, I can tell you when I was trading the last 2 days, I didn't believe that I could reach $5,000 in my heart. In my heart of hearts, I thought when I hit that $1,900 mark, I thought, well, that's probably as high as I'm going to go. The negative Nelly took over and allowed the negative part of my brain to take over. And maybe that's what led to the last 2 days of losing instead of winning, because I self-destructed the last 2 days. Knowing that I self-destructed those last 2 days, it's time to take the money off the table. And yeah, you might disagree with me, but the negative impact of losing another trading day, when I lose, it usually comes in threes. So, uh, and maybe longer, but most of my losing streaks last in threes. And it doesn't matter if I take a break or not. They come in threes, 1, 2, 3 combined. I'm like, the heck with that. I almost swore. The heck with that. I'm not going to allow myself to lose any more money. I'm going to take that money, that physical money, and I'm going to bank it. I'm going to bank it, and I'm going to allow myself to connect up parts of my website, to do things that I've been putting on the back burner, and maybe I'll even put my own day trading room out there in the future and compete against some of these idiots out there, because I am the real deal. Yeah, I'm going to win. Yeah, I'm going to lose, but I'm not ashamed of either one of those. You can't win them all. And I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, how great I am. I made 90 ticks today. But I tell you about the losing days. I hate putting them up. I hate them with a passion. But these freaking trading rooms that put all these gains up, bullshit. Oh, there I go again. You know, there's I'm not going to say names today. I'm not going to say names. I promised myself I wouldn't say any names. I'm just going to leave it out there. All right, so let's finish up what I said. What I am good at doing is normally day trading on the short side, but today I was bad at execution in my trading decisions. In addition, I'm still having a very hard time recognizing the long, even when it is screaming to go long. It's best to take my profits and decide what I would like to do next now. I can definitely build my funded account, my account back. I can definitely build myself back into the funded account is what I meant by this. And um, I was reading right now. I'm reading some stuff on Bruce Lee, and I got one of I've been collecting books. If you know anything about me by now, you know that I'm a collector of books. You can probably see some things on the side. Two of the latest books that I picked up: Bruce Lee, The Tao of Kung Fu, and Bruce Lee, The Letters of the Dragon. Um, I haven't even started to open them up, but I had a $25 gift card and I used it. But when I was sitting at Barnes & Noble yesterday, there was two quotes that I was reading that I want to read to you today to help maybe um, understand where my head and where my mind is at. Quote one: I'd like to inform the public that Kung Fu cannot be mastered in just 3 easy lessons. Intelligent thinking and hard work are required. Let's substitute where it says Kung Fu and put day trading in there. I'd like to inform the public that day trading cannot be mastered in 3 easy lessons. Intelligent thinking and hard work are required. Amen, Bruce Lee. And the second quote that I want to talk to you about: with every adversity comes a blessing. The challenge is to be patient until the blessing manifests itself, and then to have the wisdom to recognize that a blessing has been bestowed. So what I'm getting at is that I've got lots of good information that I'm sharing, And I've been kind of wish-washy of how I want to proceed in the future. Yeah, I do some insurance sales and to supplement my income, but I haven't fully committed to one, teaching others to day trade because I've got doubts inside my head. Yeah, there's certain things that I understand completely. And that's the things that I can talk about and train people on, you know. But the doubts, that's what makes me, and all of us, regardless of how much wisdom that you have in this lifetime, there's not one person out there that can claim to be a master trader and really honestly believe that they are a master trader. I've always firmly talked about that those that claim to be a master trader and actually call themselves that in this lifetime are full of shit. They're all full of shit because you can't claim that you're a master trader. You've got to, that's got to come from somebody else. That that and I go as far as anyone that claims themselves as a master trader should take your wallet and run as quickly as you can the other direction. But can you learn from those people? Certainly. There's all kinds of things that you can learn from all people in all walks of life, in all different disciplines. For instance, I'm learning, I taken karate in my earlier livelihood or earlier part of my life, and I enjoy reading about. Um, but I enjoy so many different things. As far as reading goes, yeah, but you've got to fill yourself with belief first. I think whatever the mind of mind can, whatever the mind of men can believe and conceive, it can achieve. That's Napoleon Hill. Um, and believe it or not, I used to think all that stuff was just a bunch of crock and a bunch of just baloney. But until you physically, and if you don't have a journal, I'm not saying go get Jim Rohn's leadership journal, but you should have a journal. You should have a place that collects your thoughts and write down the good, the bad, the ugly, the mad, the sad, the glad, and all the other crap that goes into your life right here. It should be, you've got to release that pent up frustration and energy, your thought process, whatever makes you excited and passionate about. My passion is trading. It has been trading. And regardless of how many people tell me how bad I am, I know that I'm not nearly as bad as the worst out there, and I'm not nearly as good as the best out there. But I am pretty damn good. I know that. I know I'm pretty damn good because I put myself into the winner circle more times than I put myself in the losing circle. And why is that? And it comes down, I used to teach 3 concepts, but I want to add that fourth concept here. I'm going to try to keep this, well, I'm not going to say what I'm keeping this to, Kip. Um, I teach 4 concepts now. You got to cut your losses short, let your profits run, take profits on the ride, but you also got to have good thinking, not stinking thinking. Not stinking thinking. That person's going to have to wait and I'll talk to them later. So stinking thinking can lead to negative. So your psychological makeup is what I'm getting at. So so cut your losses short. That's your risk management. Let your profits run. That's your trade management. Take profits on the ride. That's your money management. And then you have your psychological makeup that falls in there. I guess if you want to say part 5 of that is your physical being. How are you feeling today? So there's 5 parts of trading in that sense. Joe Ross talks about it. And he's the only guy out there that I allow to let him call himself a master trader, and say that I'll just let it go and let him, because he's put some lots of good material out there. Does he trade live or not? Guys, I have no earthly idea. But I know he's a great guy. and I know he trades for a living. So I just never seen him trade live. So just because you haven't seen someone trade live doesn't mean that he doesn't. So, but good educators are out there. And I'm on a tangent again. On a side note, I've got myself on new ADD medicine, ADHD medicine. Those that don't know, back in November, my doctor's office got raided by the FBI, and they stopped all the prescription opioid type of all the pain medicine and all this other medicine. Like for instance, Adderall is a controlled substance, and everybody that was on pain medicine or Adderall had to got knocked off of it. And let me tell you something, my brain, without any medicine to combat that, it's like it's all over the place. I mean, it shoots here, it shoots there, it shoots there. I mean, I jokingly laugh at how my brain works. I said, trust me, you don't want to be inside my head. That's what I always tell my wife. You don't want to be inside this head. But I can tell, since I've been on a new med, since my doctor, they've been able to work around, and so now it's a different medicine to combat ADHD. And I don't want to call the name of it out right now, but it's not a controlled substance, and I can feel the effect of it already, uh, and my brain feels like it's finally starting to refocus in. And honestly, if you look at what I look back at and when I started adding training to the website, I think it was back in November. And then when they took me off that medicine, I'm telling you, my mind hasn't been right all through December. I had to wean myself off of Adderall. Um, obviously it's an addictive substance, but it really was a good thing for me because it kept me alert. It kept my mind focused, and and I attribute a lot of this ADHD probably from the trading environment that I'm in as well. That I've probably created my own demon. So, but also know that my grandfather um, had some struggles in life too. So, um, my mom's dad, and I didn't really know my dad's dad, but he had already had a stroke by the time I was a little boy, so I don't remember anything about him at all, other than him being basically in a wheelchair or bedridden. But my grandfather, I remember him. He was a very happy person, but he had these mood swings, and I can see that I've got these mood swings as well. That I mean, you talk about your hereditary makeup, right? Um, so I'm not saying that I'm doing the right thing at taking a check, but it's the right thing for me in my life because I know, because of 27, 26 books like this one and 27, I know what makes me tick. I know how I operate in this environment. And knowing what I know that I do not want the detrimental effect of having 3 days of losing and only getting, say, a $500 check. And still, it would be a good amount of money, but I'd rather have $1,000. I'd rather have $1,000 of physical hard money, pay the $150 in the combine. I've already got the money set aside for that. And that's part of your education. To me, Top Step Trader and the $150 expenditure that I make in the combine is nothing more than my education budget being played out in real time every year. And I guess I'll leave you with this thought as I go. You need to set aside, you know, let me rephrase this. I think that every trader should have the richest man in Babylon in their trading um, arsenal. And if you haven't read The Richest Man in Babylon, get with me and I can get you a copy of it. Um, but you can find it in any bookstore. You can get it on Amazon, and it's really cheap. So I would tell you to get it on Kindle, get it on a reading device, but I would tell you get the physical copy of this. But it talks about setting aside money and 10% to this, 10% to that, 10%, so it talks about how you should set aside your money. In each one of these uh, 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 people talk differently about this, but one of the things that I firmly believe in is that you got to set aside 10% of your income into education. So, and that's taking courses to better yourself. That's buying books and material to better yourself. That's for me, it's doing positive mental PMA stuff, positive mental attitude stuff now. But 10% of all your money, obviously, to tithe to God is very important, and the Bible talks about that, setting aside money, and each one should set aside money for the higher power. That's another portion that should be at minimum 10%, right? Money that goes to God has a habit of coming back in greater fold. I don't know why it works that way, but that goes out comes back and comes back in more fruitful ways. And it might not come back in monetary ways. It might come back in the fact that you gain more wisdom or that you gain a better understanding at something. I'm not saying that if you give $1 to God, you're gonna get $2 back. That's not the way it works. But when the physical act of giving has such good that is attached to it, right? So me giving to you in this environment that we're talking right now, I get so much back in return. Yeah, some of it's negative, and that comes with the territory, but so much more of it is positive, and it's brought to the heart and brought into my heart. And I hope to be able to, in turn, share not only my experiences, but also the struggles that I have. And that's kind of where I am in my life right now. Yes, I have all this information. I got all this pent up frustration. I've got all these things that are going good for me. But part of the money that I bring home, of that $1,000, I got a vision board behind me, and I have a thing up on that vision board that I'm going to get for it. And it was something that I had put on and it's not much. It's only 75 bucks, but it's money that's going to be spent on something that I physically want outside that's going to benefit my family. So now I know that on that vision board, I get to take that off up there on the vision board that you can't see behind. It's on that cork board behind me. I get to pull that off, and then I get to put something else on there. I've got ideas of what I want, as time moves on. Um, if I would tell you, well, one of the things I really, really want, if you go to Patriot Campers, I think that's the name. It's an Australian-based company, and they make these like battle ready, just camping outfit, really cool things that they make. And I haven't been brave enough to put it on my vision board. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to be brave enough to put that on my vision board. And I'm going to be brave enough to put some of the things that I feel that I have not been worthy to obtain up on that vision board and put some pictures up on it. Because that's how firmly I believe everything that gets on that vision board gets manifest into my life. Telescope, the silverware chessboard, everything I've ever put on that vision board gets manifested in real life and reality. I don't know why it works, it just works. So I'll leave you with that. I'll leave you with a 30-minute chit-chat talk today, a little fireside talk here in February, on the 15th of February 2018. If you listen to this whole message, God bless you, and I look forward to getting back in the combine. I assume I'll be back in the combine either Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. That's it. God bless, take care, and I'll see you on the next video that I put together. Once again, this is Dave Knight here at 123daytrade.com. I'll let you know what I'm going to be doing and what my thoughts are coming into next week of how I'm proceeding. If you do go to the website in the members area, I have eliminated everything that I wanted to take off of it. Can I ask a favor? If there's any of the, I think it's probably the day trading tips. If there's any videos that are missing, if you can let me know which videos are missing. I can see everything on my end, but it's because I've got access to everything. If there's any videos that are missing, can I ask a favor? When you go in the members area, just let me know what numbers are missing that you can't see so that I can add them, okay? God bless, take care, and that's go to 123daytrade.com/members, and then it'll be day trading tips. Go in there and then just go down through those tips and let me know which video of that content is missing so I can add it for you so that you can watch it. That's the least I can do to let. And there's nothing on my website that you can buy right now. There's not a damn thing that you can buy. Everything's off. So everything should be free that's up right now. So please help me help you. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Bye for now.